time to force the vote. We need Medicare for all in this country. It's a human right. Every adult nation, every mature adult nation in the world has universal health care because health is life. And generally, in democracies, governments do things for their people. Here, they don't give a shit about our lives. Now, what's the plan? Jimmy Dore's got forced to vote. What is forced to vote? We're going to force H.R. 1384. This is Pramila-Care. This is Pramila Jayapal's idea. Pramila Jayapal's H.R. 1384. Nancy Pelosi puts H.R. 1384 up for a vote, or Nancy Pelosi gets the fuck up out of Dodge. 72% of the American people, according to a Fox News poll, says that they want Medicare for all. 10% approve of Pelosi. So America wants Medicare for all. America does not want Nancy Pelosi.
She's doing it again. She's gaslighting you into thinking you can't have a vote on Medicare for all. And she is doing it at the top of her lungs.
Wait, can somebody tell me, what is this dipshit idea behind forcing a vote on this?
So it's not a dipshit idea. You're the dipshit, Destiny Douche. Old Douche is like the dog shittiest of the dog shit. He is the douchiest of the douches. This motherfucker is terrible. He is awful. Do not listen to he's a right-winger. He's a right-winger. Hey, don't listen to a single word he says. Acts like he's like Captain of fucking common sense over here. Stupid-ass motherfucker says a lot of dumb shit. So he wants to what? Know what it is? What a stupid fucking introduction, right? Hey, does anybody know? Why don't you do your damn research, douchey? Why didn't you do your damn research before you started this video?
Is this in their fantasy world? I am asking you rhetorically. I already probably can guess what it is. Let me guess. Tell me how close I am. Do they have
got a Rona?
He could probably guess, right? He probably just guessed out of the blue, just out of his ass.
Spreading.
Nice. Do they have some fantasy delusion that they force a vote on Medicare for all? Everybody that votes no on it is magically going to be voted out of their seats, and we're going to replace them with people that want Medicare for all. Is that the fantasy point, right?
That's one of many ideas. We could also, the other fantasy is we could get Medicare for all, or we could get universal basic income. We're going to put pressure, the progressives are going to put pressure on Nancy Pelosi. Here's what we want. We're not going to get everything that we want, but if we don't put any pressure, if we don't try, we're not going to get jack shit. That's why this douche don't want us to get jack shit. He don't want the American people. He's happy with this $600 and then, trillions of dollars going to a bunch of fucking assholes. We don't get any of our own damn money. We spend all this money on taxes for the American government. They give us $600 and then jack the rest.
Right now? Yeah, fucking morons.
So Douchey is a fucking moron. To go on, so we're going to pressure Nancy Pelosi to pass H.R. 1384, Pramila-Care, not Bernie-Care. It's Pramila-Care. He's going to say it's Bernie-Care. He's wrong. It's Pramila-Care. And the tactic is we could get Medicare for all, or we could get the, public option. Aim for the stars, land on the moon, right? So the idea is to take the 12 or, 16 of the progressives. You have AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Pressley, Rokana, Pramila Jayapal, Mark Pocan, Jamal Bowman, Cory Bush, Marie Newman, Mondara Jones, Richie Torres, Barbara Lee, Chewy Garcia, Jamie Raskin, Katie Porter, and Raul Grijalva. So there's 17 of the progressives. We have enough votes. Nancy Pelosi, the Democrats almost lost the House, so it's a very narrow vote to begin with. Joe Biden barely won the country, the centrist, so this is a huge repudiation of centrism. The momentum is on our side. So even though there's only, 17, there's only 17 progressives, that's enough to sway the vote. That's enough to, but Douchey doesn't know that. Does Douchey? Destiny, Douchey, what is he our Destiny? I thought that's a female's name. Why is he? So anyways, Douchey, he doesn't seem to understand that we could actually do this, and if we don't get Medicare for all, we could get something, but he's a right-winger. He's a right-winger. Who gives a flying fuck what the fuck this dumb motherfucker? He probably talked about how good his, buddy Donald was the whole time. Oh, okay, right-winger, go fuck yourself. And fuck your mother.
I wish we could eject this whole part of the fucking country, Jesus.
Jesus Christ, that's exactly what I think about you. And you know what? I think I'm going to read a little Frederick Douglass. He was during the Civil War, he wrote a lot of great stuff. So let's see here. A glance at the history of the settlement of the two sections of this country will show that the causes which produced the present rebellion reach back to the dawn of civilization on this continent. In the same year that the Mayflower landed her liberty-seeking passengers on the bleak New England shore, a Dutch galliot landed a company of African slaves on the banks of the James River, Virginia. The Mayflower planted liberty at the north, and the Dutch galliot planted slavery at the south. There is the fire, and there is the gunpowder. Contact has produced the explosion. So what did Frederick Douglass think the difference was between the North and the South? Well, the South was all about authoritarian, just pushing people down. The North was about freedom. It's the comprehensive condition of comfort, prosperity, and happiness. Freedom, free speech, free soil, free men, free schools, free inquiry, free suffrage, equality before the law are the natural outgrowths of freedom. Freedom warms into life every other interest and makes it beautiful in our eyes. Liberty is our treasure. What freedom is to the North, that slavery is to these right-wing and low-life pieces of shit like Douche. So Douche doesn't understand freedom. Freedom of speech, he wants to get rid of them out of the country, expel them from the country. Then he's going to say they need to get off the internet. So he's pro-censorship. He's what the fuck? He's going to say he's got, he's Mr. Principle, right? He's Mr. Good Man. Later on he's going to talk about how he's got values and he's got principles. What fucking principles does this asshole have?
And go on Twitter and fucking give it to her. We're going to fucking haunt you.
God, it's such a virtue signal position. Medicare for all is like the new, Medicare for all is the new make your profile picture like a black box for Black Lives Matter. It's the ultimate virtue signal position.
The ultimate virtue signal, so therefore it must be bad if you have virtue. People want to say, well, if we get rid of Nancy Pelosi, who are we going to get? Well, we're going to get Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries is going to be the new Speaker of the House. Throw Nancy Pelosi to the curb, get Hakeem Jeffries in there. If she does not put Medicare for all or reparations or ending the war on drugs or ending the war or stopping poverty, get a wish list. Top 10. What are the best progressive ideas you want to see? This is what we want from you, Nancy Pelosi. If they don't even demand, if the progressives don't even get their demands in America, there's no hope for America. There's no fucking hope. 4 years, we're going to get a worse Donald Trump. This motherfucker might be fucking president. You want Douche to be president? My God, this fucking, not only is he foul-mouthed, but he's just dirty, he's gross. His opinion's all fucking wrong. He acts like he fucking knows it all, and yet he's probably the biggest fucking douche out of every one of us.
I will say that one of the interesting things that lefties has done is they've shown us that you can be woke on things like class issues. Because it used to be that woke stuff was only intersectional related, I support black people and trans people and LGBT, blah, blah, blah. But now lefties have shown us that you can actually virtue signal just as hard on literally any fucking point you want. You can virtue signal on fucking Medicare for all, which seems funny to say. But apparently. Yeah,
it's hilarious. Okay, so Douche just keeps on being his douchey way. So Medicare for all is actually part of the Green New Deal. If I had a top 3 list, I would get the progressives to put pressure on Nancy Pelosi for IRV, UBI, and the GND, the Green New Deal. Medicare for all is part of the Green New Deal. Universal basic income will get rid of poverty. Instant runoff voting fixes our democracy. Get us instant runoff voting. Get us universal basic income. Get us the Green New Deal, Nancy Pelosi, or we're going to get Hakeem Jeffries in there. Even if, he's a compromise candidate, probably, somewhat conservative, but just get a new face in there. Get a new face. Get a new blood. It'll be good for negotiations. You have to redo all those relationships, but that's fine. That's fine. That's how you keep people accountable. And we just want Nancy Pelosi and her machine to keep on fucking churning out no, they barely fucking won the elections. Fuck them. This is bullshit. They needed to speak up and they need to be passionate. They didn't have a populist. Instead, they're going to be moderate Republicans. Okay.
Apparently that's the new thing.
Yeah, apparently that is the new thing, you stupid
you off the hook. And we'll primary your ass if you don't fucking do this.
You're not going to primary shit because the Justice Dems haven't primaried anybody in a single competitive district across the entire fucking United States. Fuck.
Have you heard of AOC? Hey, Douche, have you heard of AOC and the Justice Democrats has the right idea? They got the right idea. This motherfucker is terrified that maybe the whole country, half the country, is a bunch of AOCs. I love AOC. As my representative, I want her to stand up for as much stuff as she could possibly stand up for. But if she doesn't stand up for this shit, then I don't love her anymore. I don't see any hope whatsoever. So Douche is trying to eliminate the little bit of hope, right? Just because you got progressives in Congress, that's not good enough. You need progressives who's willing to fight. You need progressives who's willing to go to the mat for their principles and for their ideas and for their legislation. You need fighters. You don't just need a progressive who, will vote the right way, but you need a progressive who could get everybody else on board.
Fucking losers.
You're a fucking loser, you fucking piece of shit, dumb motherfucker. This asshole sits in his house and looks at the Republicans winning. He's like, oh, that's just like if I won. Motherfucker ain't never run for office, ain't ever done shit, sits on his fucking ass and then bitches about everybody else is stupid and lazy and dumb. Sits on his ass all fucking day.
Jimmy Dore? I don't know, dude. They're all... right now, my opinion of Tim Pool is higher than either of those two people.
Who the fuck is Tim Pool?
Absolutely fucking stupid. He doesn't deserve to talk to a single other person.
Benjamin Dixon listens to Tim Pool, too.
The world, for fear of spreading the brain cancer that he's responsible for on the internet. And I haven't seen much of the Jimmy Dore guy.
Brain cancer? My God, look at the fucking rhetoric of this motherfucker. He thinks he's smart. He's got a big old hard-on for Jimmy Dore. This goes on for 20 minutes.
She is not fighting for you, and she's doing it again. She's fucking gaslighting you into thinking you can't have a vote on Medicare for all, and she is doing it at the top of her lungs. And go on Twitter and fucking give it to her. We're going to fucking haunt you.
So the two main reasons why I know this is an effective tactic, because Kathleen Rice had just used it. A neoliberal right-wing Democrat threatened Nancy Pelosi. She's not going to vote for Nancy for the Speaker of the House, and then she became the chair of the Energy and Commerce Committee. Well, see, Douche doesn't know that. Douche a dumb motherfucker. So we see Kathleen Rice use the tactic effectively, got what she wanted. 49-10. Pelosi and Kathleen Rice fucked AOC over. Kathleen Rice and Pelosi fucked AOC over because Kathleen Rice said she was going to pull her vote. AOC never made such a threat. AOC thinks you keep on kissing Pelosi's ass and then maybe, she'll get you some fucking bunny turds or some shit. I don't know what the hell she's thinking, well, who the hell? Okay.
We are not letting you off the hook. And we'll primary your ass if you don't fucking do this.
So primarying them is a long-term thing, so that goes to women's right to vote. So Kathleen Rice is the one example that the forced to vote will work. Women's right to vote is the other example that forced the vote will work, because in 1915 they threw up the women's right to vote, just for a joke, for a laugh, for a aesthetic, for a performance thing, to see where everybody stands, right? To see where everybody stands and then primary everybody the next time. So 1915 they put the women's right to vote up, but it failed. It failed, like 208 to 190 or something. So the women's right to vote is going to fail in 1915. But women are going to get the right to vote in 1920. There's going to be a major mobilization effort in 1918, and then eventually 1920 women get the right to vote. So the 19th Amendment's passed, right? So yay. But 1915, 5 years before we got the right to vote, there was a vote for the women's right to vote. That lost. And then women got the right to vote. So this is how you have to put pressure from the outside, right? Jimmy Dore's not on the inside, so he's got to put pressure on the outside. And so you got to look at how black people got right, how black people got their rights and integration, and how women, civil rights, and how women got their, right to vote. And look at all these, the entire government was against women voting. The entire government and nearly half the damn society. So what do? Clearly women are adults and people too, so they are deserving of the right to vote. So what do you do when the whole government is against you? You got to do direct action campaigns, mass mobilization, throw a fucking aesthetic vote up so that way in 5 years you'll get what you want. So the women's right to vote movement is an example of forcing the vote, working. And then Kathleen Rice. Kathleen Rice just got her Energy and Commerce Committee chair. She just got it because she forced the vote for some dumb shit, right? Who knows what the fuck she got? She got the chair or whatever, so she got power, right? She got the power. Is that what you'd rather her be a chair of whatever? Something else? Spam risk, man. Why are there so many motherfucking spammers out there?
What's the point? We could have Joe Crowley not do Medicare for all, or we could have you not do Medicare for all. We could have Joe Crowley vote with Nancy Pelosi, or we could have you vote with Nancy Pelosi. She's saying we're going to make it harder for them. Oh, we're going to make it harder for you, AOC. We're going to make it harder.
Over a million years would I have guessed that some on the left would oppose a vote on Medicare for all during a pandemic with 300,000.
So this guy is Mr. Love, Mr. Community, Mr. Build Homeless Shelters. This guy is he's the white MLK, basically. The white MLK right here. Motherfucker.
I'm journalist, not just point of view. Oppose current plan to fight for Medicare for all. It's incumbent upon you to tell us what your
Yeah, Douche. So he gives a shout-out to alpha people. He says he loves giving shout-outs to alpha people. Says that Jimmy Dore is virtue signaling. Says that the left has no fucking, principles whatsoever. Wants to get rid of all the left. Anybody, the right, this is just very general, but, the right, the conservative has the brains, the liberal has the heart. This is a heartless motherfucker at 30 years of age. He's already sold his heart down the river. This is the height of Douche's idealism. So the height of Douche's idealism is, hey, can we, do great things in America? Can America do great things? Can we get universal health care? Can we get universal basic income? Can we end the wars? Can we stop homelessness? Can we end the Patriot Act? Can we forgive student loan debt? Can we do any major fucking thing for the American people? Is that even possible? Douche, he is trying to take this nation down because, that's Mitch McConnell's way. Doesn't fucking matter if the country does well or not as long as his team wins. He's a fucking Republican through and through, right-wing fucking Republican. I don't even want to say he's conservative because he's not an intellectual. He's coming across as like, oh, I'm like this great intellectual. He's just cussing everything and hates everything. Okay, that's fantastic. That's not really a philosophy. That's not a coherent philosophy at all.
Plan in detail. When do you want the vote? What benchmarks have to be rejected? Why? It's so virtue signaled. Like, what is wrong with a public option?
Okay, what's wrong with the public option? Nothing's wrong with the public option if we could actually get it. But the Republicans, like Douche, he don't actually want health care, public option, or none of this shit. He's acting like, well, just compromise straight from the get-go. When you negotiate, you aim high, right? We're going to get universal health care. We're going to get Care. We're going to get Care, or else we'll get the public option. We'll aim for the stars, Care, or we'll get the public option. We'll land on the moon. And that's, that is good enough because it does cover everybody. That's the position of the president anyways. But the progressives have to push for more. If they don't push for Medicare for all, the public option is not guaranteed. The public option is not guaranteed unless the progressives push for Medicare for all. Then I guarantee you we'll get a public option or we'll get ourselves an actual universal health care system. Or it'll be like the women's right to vote and we could use it for, later on down the road. But this is important. This is a good vote. This is a good idea. If we can't even vote on Medicare for all, then there's no progressive hope for this country whatsoever, which means there's no hope for this country.
Like, there are plenty of multi-payer systems all throughout Europe that work.
I know, you care so much about us, Douche. So Douche is basically, he's an authoritarian, right-wing, white trash, low-life piece of shit. He's going, oh, you call me Nazi. Are you a Nazi, motherfucker? Are you a Confederate fucking Nazi authoritarian piece of shit? Dumbass motherfucking authoritarian white trash garbage motherfucker adds no value to society. We're better off without this Douche. He's going against censorship. He's going against freedom, free speech. He's, making fucking money off of free speech, and yet he wants the left and, anybody on the internet that disagrees with him to be wiped off the planet. This is a Hitler. This is a motherfucker that if he got power, if Douche ever became president, he would dive into a civil war. He would just wipe out anybody who's a liberal. Throughout history, people are liberal, people are conservative, people have hearts, they care, but you also got, to stay within your pocketbooks. So we got to change some things, we got to keep some things, the same. Change some things, keep some things the same. You got to be liberal and conservative to be a whole person. Douche is only a half a fucking person.
Multi-pair or single-pair are exponentially better than what we have now. Why are you so opposed to
exponential? Man, the fucking rhetoric on this motherfucker. It's not even close to being exponentially better.
I wish I could have any of these guys on my stream for just 20 minutes to fucking shred them, to eviscerate these people, how fucking stupid they are. Like,
I would love to, you know, fucking talk to you, you dumb motherfucker. Yeah, I bet we'll actually figure some shit out. It'd be entertaining as fuck, but it'll just be us just fucking cussing at each other, you stupid ass, you dumb motherfucker. He is a stupid ass piece of shit. He really is. Emma Vigilant had pointed out that Donald Trump's veto threat was real smart. What a smart political tactic, because by, you know, issuing a veto threat, he gets this power and that power and all this other power. But Emma Vigilant, just like Ben Dixon, Sam Cedar, they say that withholding the vote against Nancy Pelosi, that's not a smart idea. That's a dumb idea. That's a terrible idea. You don't actually identify with these people. You don't empathize. You don't put yourself in their positions, and you're not trying to maximize the amount of power that you could actually get. Use your damn agency. AOC, use your agency. Stand up for something. Kathleen Rice stood up for something. She ain't a progressive. So assholes that have no values and principles could stand up for shit every once in a while. I don't know if Douche can, but Kathleen Rice did. So I bet you he's just like that. Oh, Donald's so smart. He's so smart. Did you see how smart he was? And then, oh, okay. Jimmy Dore come up with a good idea that's gaining traction. It's the dumbest thing this motherfucker's ever heard of. Then you're the dumbest motherfucker, you know, I've ever heard of. What the fuck? This is how progressives can get power. This is why this motherfucker's pissed off about it. He hates the left. He hates liberals. He hates free speech. He doesn't give a shit if we get universal health care. He doesn't care if the poor kids and people that don't have health care get some health care. He doesn't give a shit. Acting like, what's wrong with the public option? Are we even trying for a public option? Was there a bill? Which bill did you support there, douchey, that gets us the public option? I bet you don't fucking know. I bet you just pulled that shit out of your fucking ass.
Like, why do you fucking hate poor people? Why do you hate black
people? Why do you why are you so fucking such a piece of shit?
People so much.
He asked, why do you hate poor people and black people so much? This motherfucker hates poor people. This motherfucker hates black people. Getting universal health care? That's bad for the poor? That's bad for black people? What the fuck is wrong with you? Universal health care is universal. So if a black person is sick, they can go to the hospital. If a poor person is sick, they can go to the hospital. Fucking douche and hate that motherfucker, you. Oh, I bet he's got fucking health care and just looking down on everybody else. Fuck this motherfucker. God damn, fuck this piece of shit motherfucker.
That you're gonna fight this hard.
You're a dumb motherfucker. This dumb is hard to listen to because he's fucking nasty and mean and he's 100% wrong.
Than doing anything.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. You ain't no MLK. You ain't no Malcolm X, motherfucker. You white trash garbage, motherfucker. Act like he's an intellectual. Yeah, right. I don't give a fuck what the fuck this motherfucker says. Shut the fuck up, you right-wing conservative fuck. We're gonna deal with this shit ourselves on the left, okay? We don't need right-wingers fucking jumping into this dumb shit, spewing their fucking bullshit drivel. 71,000 views, 2,000 likes, but 500 fucking hates. Fucking dipshit motherfucker, dumbass, fucking stupid-ass motherfucker.
People are saying, oh, Tulsi flip-flopped on Medicare for All. Now,
I'm not up to date with the lingo. I thought Medicare for All meant Medicare is a public option. Does it mean single payer? No. The people that are clamoring for Medicare for All are people that are virtue signaling. They only want a single payer. They only want Bernie's, the most extreme health.
See how he's lying? I'm okay with the public option, but I think in negotiating, you gotta go for the big one. You gotta go for the big dog. So I'm okay with the public option, you stupid motherfucker. He's just fucking making up shit. But the liberals only want the one thing, and they only want the authoritarian way. They want communism. They want to fucking smash your face in the concrete. I'm a lefty, and I'm anti-authoritarian. So this motherfucker, he's a fascist fuck. Look out, fuck him. Fuck this motherfucker. Fuck this prick.
Healthcare plan ever suggested, well, not ever.
Woo! He got me mad.
The most extreme healthcare plan in the world. That's the only option for these people. Anything less is a Nazi fascist compromise to these people.
So he's got a big old hard-on for Jimmy Dore the size of a thimble, just like all the other haters. And really, we got to quit listening. I mean, I don't even know why you would even listen to a motherfucker like this. Tim Pool, so he listens to Tim Pool, and so does Ben Dixon. There's a lot of haters of Jimmy Dore. They just hate Jimmy Dore. They don't give a shit about the idea. They don't care about this nation. They don't care if we get Medicare for all. He's clearly anti-Medicare for all. So, yeah, I'm sure your opinion on the tactic of getting an idea that you don't even fucking want is going to be valid. I'm sure I'm really going to pay attention to your fucking Jink Ugar, Anna Kasparian, David Sirota, Farron Cousins, Jamie Elizabeth, Eric Levitz, Josh Fox, Vosh, Roland Morton, David Pakman, Ben Burgess, Hassan Albi. Now we have Destiny. He added his name onto this list. Max Kaiser, Stacey Hebert, Cody Johnston. They're staying silent, and all these people, they're either not forced to vote or they just hate Jimmy Dore so fucking much that they can't even see, the forest through the trees. And so Eric Levitz, Ben Burgess, Hassan Albi, Ben Dixon, David Pakman, Emma Vigilant. I'm going to give Francesca Fiorentina an excuse. She's got a good excuse. Jamie Elizabeth, Eric Levitz, so Anna Kasparian. These are all the same. They're all on the same side. They just don't want Jimmy Dore to have a say-so. They don't want progressives to have a say-so. They don't want progressives to have any power. So they go and act like, oh, I'm so smart. Oh, I know I'm a Republican, but here's what the Democrats should do. Why don't you just, shut the fuck up? Just, take a big old piece of dog shit, shove it in your fucking mouth, and shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your opinion when it comes to what the fucking left should do. No, you had your 4 years, you stupid fuck. Now you're done. Now shut the fuck up. He's for fucking censorship. He acts like what principles does this motherfucker have? What principles could this motherfucker have? He's a, selfish piece of shit human, and he's awful to people. What fucking value does this, okay, yeah, he got views, I guess it was entertaining, but this is, in terms of the public narrative, this takes it way down, doesn't add anything whatsoever, and maybe it's good TV, but it's not good public policy. So, yeah. And I'm not for cancel culture. I wouldn't give it, shit what the fuck happened, with Destiny, but I'm not for cancel culture. When I list these people, what I'm saying is don't listen to them anymore. When it comes to Medicare for All, they were against you. They were against the public. They was against America. They was against us getting life. Health is life. It's a human right. And when push comes to shove, these are all progressives. I don't think this motherfucker was ever a fucking progressive to begin with, so, no love lost there. But you shouldn't listen to these people. This should be one of the things that's like, what the fuck? They was against Medicare for All when we want Medicare for All during a pandemic. Who would vote against Medicare for All during a pandemic? Douche would. And Voss and Roland Martin, David Soretta, Farron Cousins, Gene Cougar, Anna Kaspar, Emma Vigilant, Sam Cedar, Ben Dixon, Hassan Albi, David Pakman, Ben Burgess, Max Kaiser, Stacey Hebert, Cody Johnston, Jamie Elizabeth, Eric Levitz, Josh Fox. They would all vote against health care during a pandemic. So that's interesting. Those are just the white progressive YouTubers. And how come there's so many white progressive YouTubers and no white progressives in Congress? You got about a handful, 15 or whatever. There's only one or two that's white. The people that are progressive in Congress are the people of color. So not only is it, wow, we would like the people of color, but they're also the only progressive hope that we got. So what the fuck, all these white motherfuckers that know so much? All these white motherfuckers that know so much. How come y'all ain't in the House of Representatives? If you know so fucking much, Kyle Kalinske, I like you. Maybe I should start roasting those that I like. Kyle Kalinske, how come you're not in the House of Representatives? He's talked about how running for office would be so fucking easy, be so easy to do. Then do it. A lot of white motherfuckers off to the side, a lot of progressive whites all to the side making themselves some money on YouTube. I'm not making any money. I'm hoping to get some Medicare for All with my YouTube work. But yeah, there's white YouTubers all over the fucking place, and white progressives in Congress, crickets. Nothing. So either they're fucking bastards like this Douche, or they're like left-wingers that's basically like Douche is. So yeah, there's more douche-nies out in this world, unfortunately, than there are Jimmy Dores. We need, hopefully Jimmy and Steph, they have a whole bunch of kids soon. Anyways, go fuck yourself, douche-nie. Piece of shit.